Chris here, the day-to-day apologist. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to my question answer video, where someone asks me a question about any topic and I give a biblical and Christian answer to the question. Now today we're talking about how should Christians address the illegal immigration and border crisis. Now if you've been maybe not paying attention to the news, there's been a huge caravan that's come up from Central America, and some people from Mexico have joined the caravan and have approached our American border and are wanting to get into the country. And there's been a huge clash and a whole lot of issues. There have been kids who've been detained for parents trying to sneak them across the border, and there's just been a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's not been pretty. Now, illegal immigration is not new in our country. We've been dealing with it for quite a long time. But when I was doing the research and studies on this particular question that was asked of me, I found that with the Christian community, it's very divided. There's one group of people that feel that we should have a complete open border and everybody should just swing on in and forget the, immigration process. Let's just have them come into the country. And there's another group of people that say, no, we have laws, we have immigration laws, and they need to be upheld. And if they don't check every box, they need to go back to the country where they came from. So I can understand why when this topic gets brought up, a lot of Christians don't want to speak their mind, especially with unsafe people, because there's a lot of emotion and negativity towards the way illegal immigrants have been treated, and directions towards our president. But I think it's important that when you address any issue, you need to know the facts, and you need to know what you define, how things are defined when you say certain things like illegal immigrant. I think a lot of people don't even know how to define an illegal immigrant. So Webster defines it as the migration of people into a country in ways that violate the immigration law that the country has, or the remaining in a country of people who no longer have the legal right to remain. So that is how an illegal immigrant is defined. We have laws. That is a fact. But we have, I think, as Americans and as Christians, we have some assumptions. We assume that immigration, the mass of it, comes from the South. In fact, our president used that as a motivation during the election process, that he was going to build a bigger, stronger, and more modern wall. Now, just to give you an idea, when we're getting into conversations like that, facts are your friends. Remember that. Facts are your friends. Anybody can be entitled to opinion, but facts win the day. So Pew Forum does a whole bunch of research and statistics stuff, and they did a study all the way up to 2016, and I'm going to share this information from you. I'm going to be looking back and forth from my computer because it's just a lot of info. Please bear with me. Now, according to Pew Forum, 10.7 million unauthorized immigrants lived in the United States in 2016. They represented a 3.3% of the total population in America that year. Now, surprisingly, immigration has been on a decline since 2007, where there was 12.2 illegal immigrants in our country, and they represented 4% of the U.S. population. Now, people assume that, as I mentioned, people south of our border are primary illegal immigrants, but studies show actually quite the opposite. Though it is true that Central Americans and Mexicans, Hispanics, do represent quite a few of the illegal immigrants right now in our country, that will not be the same in a very short time. In fact, Asian immigrants are coming into the country more than Hispanic immigrants are. In fact, it's projected that by 2055, Asians will become the largest immigrant group and will overwhelm the Hispanic percentile. Now, what's the reason for this? Well, in 2010, there was a Latin American recession, and that affected the immigration movement. Now, 6 states account for 58% of the illegal immigration. Can you guess the states? California, Texas, Florida, Illinois, New York, and New Jersey. Now, I find those states interesting because some I assumed, some I didn't assume. But the whole point is giving this information sheds a light on the reality of what is going on. Facts don't fix a problem, but they help people have the proper tools to fix the problem. Now, the government is not the church, and the president is not a pastor. The government is meant to uphold the law and make sure that the law is practiced. And so we'll get into the biblical and Christian perspective in my second video in just a second. But I'm going to be posting some links down below. I would encourage you to check out the information in the articles that I'm posting. I think it will help you have a better perspective on the particular topics that we're talking about. Remember, folks, when engaging in any conversation, especially about hot topics like this, know your facts and bide your time before you start sharing your personal opinion. In fact, don't even make an opinion. Just have facts. God bless you guys. Hope this video's helped. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and notification button. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the second part.